Good morning, Tru Wonder team. That would be the preschool and first and second grade rooms. I'm here with your weekend update for July 27th and 28th. We are in Acts chapter 11, more specifically verses 1 through 18. And we're talking about, our ponder point is God leads his church. And if you read Acts chapter 11, verses 1 through 18, you'll read about when Peter was being criticized for eating with Gentiles, but how he said, no, I had this vision where God presented to me all of these unclean foods, but told me to eat, that I should not call common what God has made clean. And it was just this beautiful way of God telling Peter, his word is for the Jewish people and the Gentiles. That it's not to be something that you hide away and keep to yourself. Because then after this vision is when the Gentile men came up and were like, hey, we were told to come to you. You have a message for us. And Peter was able to tell them all about Jesus. And then it says that they and their, it was a message where they and all of their households would be saved. So our story, our what's it, is a cupcake. More on that in a minute. I was a little bit like, what? But it gets better. So we're doing a lot with roadmaps because we're talking about how God led Peter. And so our verse is still Romans 10:13. Everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. So we'll keep hanging with that one until I remember and celebrate. So in our storytelling, the storytelling option kind of plays like a dialogue between a storyteller and an actor playing Peter. So if you have a second volunteer in your room that you want to play Peter, that would be fine. Or if you simply want to read to the kids from the Bible, it's 18 verses. It doesn't take long. And it's a beautiful story of how God communicates with us and how he has a purpose for that. So getting back to our cupcake, our what's it, the way the lesson is explaining it is that God had chosen his people from the very beginning, that they are his people, they are the ones who are supposed to share God's love with the world, teach them how to worship God, and to follow him, and that God's people had actually, they felt special, they knew they were chosen, but that they had forgotten their special job. So the cupcake is just a symbol. If it was your birthday and your mom sent you to school with a bunch of cupcakes to share with your friends, but you hid them away, kept them all to yourself. Yeah, you were still special, but you forgot your special job. So when Peter had this vision, it reminded him of the special job they had to share God's love and God's message with everyone in the world, not just his chosen people. So the cupcake kind of represents a selfish tendency to keep good things to ourselves when God has called us to share them. And our craft, we have a little footprint with a map on it, just to remind us that God leads his people. He was leading Peter at that time. He led the men who went to Peter. He led them as well to Peter to hear his message, but that he still leads us as well. So discussion questions you can go on, Peter talks about having a vision. What is that? And, would it have been hard for Peter to have even accepted what God said? It says in God's word that God told him 3 times to eat the food that he was placing in front of him. And then, just how does it feel to know that God's love is for all people, not just a select group? All right, so that's our weekend update. I will see you soon. Bye.